Welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2019. We all have to wait until next April to properly dive into the world of Cyberpunk 2077. But in the meantime, here is the next best thing, a guided tour of the latest E3 trailer from one of the people making the game. I'm joined right now by Pawel Sasko from CD Projekt Red. He is the lead quest designer. And then there's Tom Marks, who got to see the demo at E3, which I haven't seen yet because I've been sitting on this stage.
Can't win them all.
Now, we have this whole trailer here, which is very cool. There's obviously a lot to unpack. You make very dense, kind of intricate trailers, and I figured you could kind of show us through it and point out some stuff we might.
I'd love to. I mean, there's so much stuff to unpack, so we can get right through it. I mean, I can talk about it about 4 hours, so let's just unleash me.
So, all right. So I think we should have this any second. Here we go. We are in Night City. Can you tell us a bit about sort of the different districts of Night City?
Oh man, so in the game we have 8 different districts, and player will be able to visit all of them. They are like they're completely different. Like there are districts like you could have seen in the previous demo, Watson, which is like almost the poorest district in the whole city. But there is, for instance, the Corpo Plaza. That's the district where the nuke struck in 2020. So this is Mike Pondsmith, who's to be blamed for that. And that part has been rebuilt like greatly. And there are like those gigantic buildings, created by corporations. Those are like sculptures, showing their power almost, and you have an absolutely different atmosphere there than in Watson, for instance, right? In a demo that Tom has shown, you can see another one, right? That was a Pacifica.
Yeah, we saw Pacifica in the gameplay demo that almost felt like a really run-down boardwalk area, from obviously very futuristic, and there was like a ruined Ferris wheel, and it was pretty crazy.
Okay, so what's up with the No-Tell Motel? Tell me about the significance.
Oh yeah, I mean, No-Tell Motel is a very specific place. So in the world of Cyberpunk, if you want to have a shady deal, you go to the place where nobody can spot you. And basically, this is a place that is run by AI, and there is no humans who are running this place, so pretty much nobody knows that you're there. And No-Tell Motel is a place where people are making deals, and they're scheduling meetings there together to discuss things and so on. And our main character V has a scheduled meeting there with Dex. Well, schedule is maybe a big word. He's supposed to show up there and tell them what has happened regarding the deal.
Okay, and so V and Dex are having this deal here. We saw Dex previously. Can we talk about this guy? Do we know, is this his bodyguard?
Yeah, this is one of the bodyguards. He's heavily augmented. You can see basically the cyberware that he has in his neck. It's a reflex booster, and also something that strengthens his core of his spine.
Okay, I like that. The Cyberpunk sort of technology does a really good job of kind of supporting a lot of video game systems we've gotten very used to.
Yeah. We always make sure that everything is ingrained. So as in the previous demo, we have shown that when you had Kiroshi optics installed, you get the scanner, then you get the weapon grip installed, you get the the weapon counter. So all of that is always we try to find the spots and places.
Now here we've got V has this chip.
Yeah. So the chip is extremely important for the main story, so I need to be careful not to spoil absolutely the most important parts of the game. But the chip is something that the V has been sent for to brought in for Dex, and it didn't really work out the way it should be, right? Something happened, and this is very experimental technology.
And the chip actually was a big part of, and again, I won't spoil anything either, but it was a big part of the demo we saw. So this trailer is actually basically just a cutscene that comes pretty much before what we play, or not played, but saw.
So actually in the game, this is a part of the game. In the game, you will be actually able to play the quest that tells this story that we were just watching. This trailer is a third-person perspective trailer of that quest that you'll be able to play.
Gotcha. So it's not an exact cutscene.
I was gonna ask sort of, comparatively, you guys showed off the Killing Monsters trailer for Witcher 3 a while back, which was sort of, it was a very, very polished kind of representation of one of those quests. Would you say this is sort of a similar situation?
Yes, it is a similar situation, but this one is way closer because it tells the story from the game, an actual one, a very important one. Oh, and right now we have on the shot Delamain. Delamain is a corporate is a car, pretty much. He's an AI that runs basically taxis in a night city, and you can get the Delamain taxi, and this is a car that can enter a combat mode. So basically, if you want to do something that you will need a protection against the firepower, you get Delamain. He arrives there, and you sign up the contract with him, and he's ought to protect you, right? And here in the trailer, he says that Jackie is in a critical state, and he requires instant assistance, instant medical assistance, right? And you can see, and the relationship between you and Delamain is also developed in the game way more.
So
and
he's like a self-driving Uber tank that is your friend.
Exactly. That's
I'm into
exactly what it is.
Right on.
Right
okay,
on.
so right out here, obviously everything goes sideways. How does the combat choreography sort of, how does that compare to how it is in the game?
Oh man, I mean, so it's super interesting. So for the combat here, we are using the company of the stuntman that we've been using since Witcher 1. It's Maciej Kwiatkowski, the guy who did all the animations for Geralt. So he's V here. And this guy is amazing. He can fight with fucking everything, like that you can come up with, literally. And we've been making sure that that the choreography is set up in a way that this big guy, the Dex's bodyguard, is like breaking up the blade in a way that there's no physical way for V to protect himself, right? You can see the gorilla arms that the guy has installed. This is also something that we've shown in the demo this year. And yeah, you can see that at the moment when the gorilla arms.
If you were to fight a cyborg with actual knife hands, this would be like a good way to actually go about it. This is a realistic representation, and this is
yeah,
it gets very sad here.
Exactly.
We got a shot here. After all this, we got a shot of Dex's assistant, who's behind that box there. What's up with her?
Yeah, so she's T-Buck. She's one of our supporters, and well, I mean, it turns out that she was not entirely having our back. And what she does here, she presents one of the skills of the Netrunner, and she's hacking us. The thing is that she has access to our network because before we've been hooked up. It's the quest that you will play up in the game, so you'll find out why and what happened. But basically, we were together in one network, and she is able now access our network and start hacking our cyberware. And she starts, as you see, like she basically forces these Mantis blade to like collapse, you know, and go back. But of course, V manages to shoot her.
Okay, so finally, the big reveal, in addition to, I don't know, a release date and a kick-ass video game, was that you put Keanu Reeves in it, and he's playing Johnny Silverhand.
Yes. Johnny Silverhand is a frontman of a samurai band. It's like an iconic chrome rock band from 2020. And
he's a literal, like a cyberpunk rocker, basically.
Exactly, exactly. He's presenting a class of a rocker boy in the game. And Johnny Silverhand is an extremely important character in the game. He's like a primary character. Tom already saw the way he's like sort of utilized in the game, you know, what his role is. But it starts off very early in the game, and it's developed throughout the whole game. And depending on your choices and what you do and so on, you will forge your relationship with him. And thing is, he's not always a nice guy. He has his own agenda, and you will have to be on the look for it.
Hold on. You're telling me that Keanu Reeves is not always a nice guy? I don't know how realistic this game is. This Cyberpunk, this seems, I don't know. You guys obviously watched Johnny Mnemonic, though. You got somebody with a chip in his head, and Keanu Reeves is running around.
Exactly.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I have one final question. The original Cyberpunk pen and paper game, first edition, is called 2013. That is the year that you revealed that first trailer. Cyberpunk second edition is called Cyberpunk 2020. Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out in 2020. Have you guys known you were launching in 2020 for this long? Was that intentional? Did you do that? Was that?
No, well, we do most of the things intentional. I would say like that.
Oh, man. Well, it's a great mystery. Cyberpunk 2077 is coming to PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on March 16th, 2020. Finally! Now, as much as it pains me to stop talking about Cyberpunk, we are on a tight schedule. Brian, what's up next?
Well, Max, we're winding things down here today. However, the show isn't over yet. IGN Live at E3 2019 is presented by Men in Black International in theaters June 14th, and in just a moment we'll go live to the red carpet in New York City, where we'll be talking to the stars of the film. So our E3 coverage continues tomorrow, where we have a top secret interview you won't want to miss, and we'll have even more Nintendo demos on behalf of everyone at IGN. Thank you so much for watching. Lots and lots more to come.